All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect. Their teachings were on true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to tie this lesson, Lo, it will come. And that's concerning the mandate of the mark of the beast, which is the micro chip. It's the chip. And as we get closer and closer to the perfect day, that prophecy is becoming more clear and obvious of that's what it is. This is where the momentum head is heading towards globally, a digital society. And in this article, this is just further proves, that's this prophecy, or as the elder Aram said, another stroke of the brush to paint the picture more clear. So this is from abcnews.com, and it reads, not WJLA, but it's from ABC. It reads, giant Trump statue. Bam. It says giant Trump statue holding Bitcoin displayed outside U.S. Capitol to mark Fed rate decision. Now, fuck there, whatever they try to say, the reasoning and all that. No, this is a statement. This is where things are heading towards. And the spirit, this reminds me of Daniel, the 3rd chapter, because ultimately, that Bitcoin was, the digital CBDCs and digital currencies. That's how this system is going to come about. And for your coming and goings, you got to be a part of that. Same with Daniel 3rd chapter. For you to continue, you had to bow down to that statue. So, matter of fact, let's get something real quick. In the book of Ezekiel, the title of the lesson, Ezekiel 33, in verse 33, it reads, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. And ultimately, the climax to it really is when the chill comes. Because this prophecy is going to disrupt everyone. Routine is going to get everyone's attention. And that's really how Ba'asham Shai getting everyone's undivided attention when that mark is mandated. I say your daily routine is going to be broken up. Ultimately, you're going to have to sit and acknowledge the prophets of Yahweh Ba'asham Shai. And that's really you acknowledging Yahweh Ba'asham Shai in a sense. Because the message it came from the heavens, man. It says, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. See? So you're going to know the prophet of Yahweh Ba'asham Shai have been among you. And I warned you of this moment that we're coming upon, which is the hour of temptation. And that's the start of the show concerning that time period. that mark, that chip being your your permission slip, so to speak, to be within this system, man. And just going back to that statue, that's just a sign. I just only thing I think was Daniel the third chapter. So matter of fact, let's get that, because the scripture said the things that was written aforetime ran fire learning. That's just crazy. Why? And then I think the statue was gold. Let's see, right. Daniel 3. And yeah, I started one. I gotta get all of it. Daniel 3:1, it reads, Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth was 6 in the breadth thereof 6 cubits, and set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. So that's the same. Trump got a damn golden image. That's crazy, man. The same as Nebuchadnezzar. And it's concerning this idol, which is now in this time that is that chip, man. Back then it was that statue itself. The people had to bow to it. But Trump's telling you what you're gonna have to bow to. That is that Bitcoin, but it's that digital system, and it's gonna be presented by the way of that chip. It says the king, then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. So, and we seeing this today as well, which really is happening with all the world governments, not just within this system. This is happening within all the world governments. They are all coming in on one accord concerning this digital system. Yeah, Russia might disagree with America on this, and they might say something about that. Yet they don't. They are all aboard when it comes to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. It says, then the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Let's see what they got for stand before. Let's see if that's a phrase. Stand before. No. But it's the same when you read Revelation of, I think that's 17, talk about the kings of the earth who committed fornication. We've seen it with, of course, the policies and ideologies the other nations have taken on by dealing with America. But even with this digital system, it's everywhere, man. You seeing where the momentum is heading towards this. That Christianity shit, you see they trying to revamp it with this Kirk shit. But that's gonna hey, this is, people got tap paying, these different apps, you have these different digital transactions. things of that day. So that the momentum is heading towards that way, man. It says, then, continue on, then and herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages. See? Because this is not a regional thing. Let's get that real quick in the Revelation, the 3rd chapter. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. See, and this Yahweh Shai is going to keep us, man. So you can see why. Because Lord had us to keep his word. And it's not us that's, you have to be written in the script to, and that's why we just hope be part of that righteous number. When it says Yahweh Shai will keep us from the hour of temptation, it said, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So this is all nations, languages, the Russians to the Germans, the Swedes to the Chinese. You seeing this is where the momentum is heading towards. And now even here in America. And that's a major sign right there. That golden statue of Trump holding a Bitcoin, because that's what he telling you what it is. Just like the Harold. Going back to Daniel the 3rd chapter. Because I can just title it that. That can be the title, Daniel 3. Because this is the same process we about to see take place. Things that are written aforetime, Raphael learned. So now we be seeing it in its perfection. And the statue ain't even had to hit, it didn't even had to be here. It ain't even had to pop up. This is the point of that sea help and the momentum of from the certain things. You got the terms such as 15-minute cities, as I mentioned earlier, the tap pay. You got the different digital apps to make transactions. I mentioned 15-minute cities. This is where it's at. And the people have to take that sea help to continue. Just like for back then, these people had to actually literally had to bow down to their image, for them to live and continue. They literally had to live because he threatened them with the furnace. Matter of fact, let's continue. Let's get that back Daniel 3 and that's Ezekiel. Daniel chapter 3 and verse 4 reads, then and Harold cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up. And whoso follow not down and worship it, shall the same hour be cast in the midst of a burning fiery furnace. So that's them. For them to live, they actually had to bow down. But in this time to live, because you can't go into a grocery store without that mark. Just like when the crown came. Depending on what region you was in, you had a certain qualifications. You couldn't enter into that establishment. So how much more now when that thing is implemented, man? It's going to be requirements. And without those requirements, you ain't gonna be able to live. You ain't gonna them bills, them lights gonna cut off. The eviction order, them big ass red letters on there, them calls. Then boom, now you gotta fully rely on your how about some outside. That pending, when you see your pending direct deposit, all that shit, man, all that shit finna go, man. Because this system is finna go into a hard transition. And this is, back then, that's how Nebuchadnezzar laid a lot out. It was like not a DJ scratched the music. Like, hold up, everybody, stop what you're doing. When you hear the music, boom, boom, here, and this is gonna be the solution, though. When all these troubles come about, this devil's gonna bring forth a solution. It's gonna be this mark. It says, yeah, that's pretty much the point. That's pretty much the point. It just made me think of that scripture, man, because this chapter, because and really the whole chapter code, because going back to the point, as we read in Daniel Revelation, the 3rd chapter, Yahushua said he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation. And Nebuchadnezzar got proud and said told the 3 holy children, who is that God that's going to save you? And that right there, brought forth, that caused, that introduced Yahushua and showed his power, man. So how much more in this time, man? In the end. But the mark is the micro C help. It's the chip. And this is one of the many signs. And if you have a testimony of Yahushua, things are becoming clearer and clearer. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. So yeah, I just hope it will edify and let it give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach the word in our true faith and sincerity. Shalom.